And I'm going to start over on the right side of my paper. I want to have about 3 fingers of room from the edge of my paper. And I'm just going to draw a slightly curved line right on the edge of my paper. That curved line is about 2 fingers long for me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a little bit of a triangle. So I'm going to wrap this line down, and it's going to softly curve, and it's going to come back up to connect right there. From the bottom of the Wildcat's nose, right about here, I'm going to draw a curved line that comes back and up just a little bit like that. And you can see the way that that's starting to look like his nose and mouth. From just about the same point, I'm going to kind of draw the belly of the letter D. So just a little curved line back like that. All right, now what I'm going to do is from the top of the nose, right about here, I'm going to draw a line that stretches back just a little bit. And then it curves down. It curves down to about the same spot as the nose right here. After you've finished this line, we're going to come back up towards the top of the nose. And we're going to do kind of like a letter L shape, but it's going to be flipped around. So we're going to start here, and I'm going to curve it just slightly, just like that. Once you have that done, then you can extend that curve just a little bit more. We're going to do that step one more time. It's going to start right about here. It's going to go up just about a finger width. We'll slightly curve back. And then stretch another little distance back there. And you can start to see your Wildcat coming up. Down here, we're going to go back to kind of his cheek, the Wildcat's cheek right here. And we're going to create his mouth. So we're going to draw a line down. There's a little bit of a curve. Nice job. I see yours on the screen, Mark. And then again, it's going to be a U shape, but it's going to be a little bit curved. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to draw a curve that comes to about right here. Okay, so it's like a big letter U. Right there, for the Wildcat's mouth. Here again, back on his cheek, I'm going to draw the letter V with the horizontal line over and a second letter V. Inside his mouth, we're going to just draw like a little bit like a letter J, curved line just like that, or a fish hook. That's going to become the Wildcat's tongue. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to start right here. See where my dot is. And we're going to draw a curved line that comes underneath to finish off his tongue. And we're going to draw a kind of triangle shape, or like the start of a letter A down there. And that's going to go behind his tongue. One last thing over here, starting on the Wildcat's cheek. We're going to draw a little bit of a zigzag right here. Now we're going to jump back up to this point here to create our Wildcat's eye. This is going to be kind of a bowl shape or a U shape. We're going to start right about here, and I'm going to end it right about there. So it's going to curve down, kind of again like the belly of the letter D to make our Wildcat's eye. I like to do an S line and to finish his eye. So it's kind of like a backwards S. It's going to start here and kind of curve down. So here I'm going to start it, and it's going to curve down like that. And that kind of gives him a little bit of an angry look. A fierce might be a better word. And then we'll draw a curved line here. And I always love to add a little circle for a reflection. And you color everything in but that little circle. And now you can see our Wildcat's eye right there. Let's go back down towards the chin, and I'm going to do a little hook or a little curve right there. Jaja, I see that you raised your hand. I'll try to take questions at the very end for anybody, but keep working and see if you can solve your question on your own. We're going to follow this curve of the mouth. So this curve right here, I'm going to continue this line, and we're going to follow that curve up, and then we're going to let it kind of wave like a wavy line. From there, we are going to come back up to the top, and we're going to do one more line along the top to finish off part of his head. So it's just going to start right here, and it's going to follow this same path. So it's going to come back and stretch just past the Wildcat's eye. And then you can create his ear, and his ear goes right over here. So it starts right about here, and it's going to end right about there. I'm first going to do an S line, and then I'm going to come back with a curve line. I'm going to make a second S line here, and then add a little hook there and color this in. Wherever this line ends, I'm going to just turn it into kind of a T. I'm just going to put a little line right there. Then I'm going to do this almost the same steps I did for this ear, except for this one I'm going to start my S line here and curve back, and then a nice curved line again there. I'm going to follow my S line and then add a little portion down here that I'm going to color in. At the bottom of the ear right here, I'm going to add another line. It's kind of like turns that into a T as well, but upside down. From there, I'm going to turn this into a zigzag. And I'm just having 1, 2, 3 kind of zigzags there. I want to give myself something to connect with at the bottom. So right about here, kind of level with maybe where the mouth starts, I'm going to draw another big curved line back. And then I'm going to make a line that almost goes straight up, but curves just a little. That's part of the Wildcat's fur right there. I'm going to come back up to the ear, and we have this curved line. I'm going to try to repeat this same curved line, but make it much bigger. So it's going to have 1, 2, and 3 kind of curves, and it's going to end at this one. So let's start. 1, and I'm going to have it come back in. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to start right about here. 2, and 3 zigzags there. That's for the back of the Wildcat's head. Our Wildcat is pretty much finished at this point. It's just maybe we can add a few more details to make it look a little bit more fierce. So sometimes I like to give our Wildcat an eyebrow. So I follow this S curve that I've already created on the eye, and I bring it down. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And I can color in the Wildcat's eye. I always suggest you do your coloring in after the video ends, because it does take some time to do that coloring. And then I'm going to give him another little line right here at the top of his head. Another place you can color in is the mouth. So you could color in this area down here. I'm not doing my best coloring because I'm trying to work really fast. I hope that you guys take the time and try to do a little better coloring than what I'm doing on mine. And the nose will also be colored in as well. And we can color in this little piece of fur back here too. And that is your Whiskers, the Wildcat. Oh, I forgot one line right here. There's one more line right here. So I kind of line up this mark. I'm going to make the same mark over here. So it's almost a straight line. And I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to make this a little thicker by going over it a few times and making it a little bit thicker. And one more line that stretches back from his cheek. This is kind of going from here to here. And I stop there. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to thicken that line up too.